Hi, it's Bonner again at the Bonner Guitar Channel, and this is my next beginner level video. So now what we're going to talk about, we've talked about holding notes down and playing some notes. Now we're going to start learning to play some songs. So it means using applied chords. Okay, so the very first step when we're first learning a song is to learn the chords in the song, and we learn them in small sections. You may have recognized the chord changes in the song that I played at the intro. It's the chord changes for One by U2. And what I do when we're learning in an individual context, and that's what we're emulating here, is we learn how to play the chords in the song by learning chord 1 changing to chord 2, and then chord 2 changing to chord 3, and so on through the song. So in the verse of One by U2, there's 4 chords: A minor, D sus2, F major 7, and G. And that sounds like a lot of stuff, but it's not. And I'm going to show you all of those chord changes right now. So here's our first chord change. Our first chord change is from A minor to D sus2. And I'm going to put the chord change, the chord charts on the screen so you can see them as well. So here's our A minor. Pointer on the B string on the first fret, middle finger on the D string on the second fret, ring finger on the G string on the second fret. And our root note on this chord is the A. So when we're strumming, we're going to try to avoid the low E string, and we'll talk about that a little more later on in the video. Okay? So get your fingers down, give a squeeze, strum, make sure you got a nice sound, relax your hand. I'm going to talk right now briefly about something I call the squid hand. When you're playing, squish the notes down. When you're not playing, leave your left hand fingers in position, but relax the hand, because then you're not squeezing down all the time, and you will find your practice about 10 times more pleasant. It's also a habit that we want to gain and install in our hand for when we're actually playing, because our hand, when we're normally playing songs, is squeezing down and releasing all the time. So it's a skill we want to start to build. So I put my fingers on all the right notes, I squeeze down, I strum my A minor. Now I'm going to relax. Okay, now I'm going to move to the D sus2. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave my pointer where it is just for the moment as a kind of anchor. I'm going to move my middle finger onto the G string, and I'm going to squish my ring finger way over here onto the 3rd fret on the B string, and then I'm going to take my pointer off. Not essential, but I'm doing it anyway. Now I'm just holding down the G string on 2 and the ring finger on the B string on 3, and I'm only strumming the 4 highest strings from D down. To practice that chord change, I want to, as we've talked about in the chord shorts, I want to practice that chord change backwards. So now I'm going to put my pointer back on the B string, take my middle finger back up to D, ring finger back onto G, and now I'm back on the A minor. And then I'm going to practice it going forwards again onto D sus2. One more time. Again, take my middle finger, drag it onto G, squish my ring finger over onto the B, take my pointer off, now I'm back on D sus2. Now we've done A minor to D sus2, and we've done it forwards and backwards. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go D sus2 to F major 7. Now the F major 7 is very similar to the A minor. It has some of the same notes, and so we're going to look at that. We're going to go from D sus2 to F major 7. Pointer is going to go down on the B string. My middle finger, as it happens, is already in the right place, the 2nd fret on the G string. So all I have to do is take my ring finger from the B string and put it up here on the D string. Pointer finger is on the 1st fret on the B string. Middle finger is on the 2nd fret on the G string. Ring finger is on the 3rd fret on the D string. And that's what I'm playing here. That's an F major 7. I'm just going to strum the 4 highest notes, the 4 highest strings. And there's my F major 7. And then again, to practice going backwards to the D sus2, all I really have to do is move my ring finger onto the B string and take my pointer off the B string, and I'm back on D sus2. So again, to reinforce this concept, the way that I master my chord movements is I practice them forwards and backwards a few times until they feel familiar and my fingers know where they're going. So now I'm going to go back to F major 7, pointer down on the B string, ring finger is just going to come up onto the D string, and there's my F major 7. Okay, and then my last chord change here, almost last chord change, is F major 7 to G. So there's F major 7, okay? And then again, to get up to G from here, I'm going to release these 2 fingers here, pointer and middle, reach up with middle to the low E string, and then to the second fret on the A string with the pointer, and then I'm just dragging the ring finger down to the high E string. And again, the reason I'm doing that, the reason I'm dragging my finger across the strings, is so that I can feel where my finger is going and pay attention to the tactile feedback that's available to me from the touch of the sensation of the fingertips. Gradually, we want to build up this skill so that we play more and more by feel and less by looking at where our fingers are going. So here I am on the G, and to go back to F major 7, again, I just relax these two top fingers. I reach back with the pointer to the first fret on the B string, put the middle finger on the second fret on the G string, there I am, and then ring finger on the third fret on the D string, and I'm back on F major 7. Okay, so that's that one, and we do that one forwards and backwards. Now, our last thing we're going to do is a G. We're on the G now, from F major 7 to G. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go from the G. We have to return to the beginning of our verse, because we play the verse sequence twice, and we're going to A minor. So I'm on the G. Again, it's a very similar change to F major 7. I relax the top two fingers. I reach back to the pointer on the B string on the first fret. Now for A minor, I'm going to put my middle finger on the second fret of the D string and then tuck my ring finger underneath. So it's like this. And I do that because it's easy, it just fits together easier to do it that way. So here I am in A minor. I'm going to do this similar change. It's very similar to the change from the F major 7. I'm going to relax these two top fingers, pointer and middle. I'm going to reach way over with the middle, and you'll notice it pushes the ring finger over a little bit, and that's okay. Middle finger goes on the third fret on the E string, pointer goes on the second fret on the A string, and then I just drag the ring finger out to the skinny E string at the edge of the guitar. And there I am on the G string again, on the G chord again. And again, to go from G back to A minor, I relax the G. Relax the two top fingers, reach back, pointer onto the B string, middle finger onto the D string, and then ring finger on the G string underneath. And there's my A minor again. And now I'm ready to start the verse again. Okay, so here we are, the four chords in sequence. There's A minor to D sus2 to the F major 7, and then to the G. And then I'm going to start over at the A minor. Pointer goes back here, A minor again. Okay, there you go. So that's our starting point for learning a song. Our starting point for learning a song is to look at what the chords are that are in the song and learn how to change from the first chord I'm going to play to the second chord. I practice that forwards and backwards. Then I look at the second chord to the third chord, and I practice that forwards and backwards. And I keep going around until I've come all the way to the end of my chords that I'm learning. In this case, there are 4. And then I also have to learn the chord change to get from my last chord to wherever I'm going next, which is back to the top in this case. So that's an outline of the process, okay? In our next lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to begin to assemble these pieces into the lines of the song. And we'll just work through one line at a time, but it'll be much easier once we've spent a little bit of time practicing how to make these chord changes. So we're going to use the outline of the song as our template for practice so that as we move forward, we're actually learning some chord changing things and some rhythm things and some strumming things, but we're also learning how to play the specific song, okay? So practice and practice. Please, if you're finding value in these videos, please subscribe to the channel or leave me a like. If you have any comments or questions, please leave me a comment. I will respond to your comment if you have any questions or suggestions in there. Anyway, I'm Bonner. This is the Bonner Guitar Channel, and come back again soon. I'll have more lessons for you. Thanks.